Do I have any points I can... No, not here. Points. Yeah, I've got 2 points. Okay, I wanted to convince Kim of something.
Yes?
But I can't. A sexy twist. Inland Empire, not Island Empire. Where are you, my friend? Level you up. Quick save.
Yes?
And then I think I have clothes that will affect it. Save again.
Yes?
I'm going to convince you. Yes, there we go. Much better.
What if you did it?
Did what? The hangman?
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory.
This is what I want to convince Kim happened?
Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing. And you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge
I
it.
disagree. I don't like this train of thought.
Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Kim, I think why would I keep it to yourself? This is your burden for now. I'm gonna... I'm just gonna tell him I think I did it just to see how he responds.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible.
That is a common side effect of overindulgence. It will pass.
So you're saying I didn't kill him? But Kim, it turned out to be that I was the one racing around town in my motor carriage.
The victim wasn't run over by a drunk driver. So, while I can't condone your driving habits, the cases remain unrelated. Look, it's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is identified and apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So, let's get back to it, shall we?
Can I talk about you?
What about me?
Okay.
Good.
Alrighty. Alright, so we do want to go in there, but I want to talk to her first.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards.
That boat was not there before.
Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me.
She tilts her head and looks at the sea.
But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
Kim's present makes asking her out awkward. Okay, apparently I need to ask her out at night. I'm looking for someone else, actually.
Oh? Who?
I'm looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days. She might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
She looks slightly disappointed. Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
Working class husband? Okay.
Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnancourt? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves?
I told her I wasn't looking for anyone else. Well, so I am looking for a lot of stuff, is that it?
A lot of stuff.
I guess that's what cops do. I'm an agent of unstoppable forces. No one can escape what's coming for them. I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's what cops do.
I guess that makes you into some sort of terrier. Either way, I can't help you out.
I was asked to get your signature. Ooh, maybe I should save first. I just don't like what Everett has asked us to do. Okay, what did we get? Searchlight Division. Missing person cases just really get to you. It's hard watching people worry about their loved ones. The little nervous movements, the dark rings around their eyes from sleepless nights, and even if there are no loved ones waiting, you like to have all your ducks in a row, and it really bothers you when the whole entire people aren't accounted for. What do we have? All motoristics. So we wanted that, right? Because motoristics was my low one, or was physics my low one? Yeah, so we wanted to keep that. These have been really nice in healing stuff. These I need to finish. So, money for every orb clicked. I just enjoy having perception up that high, to be perfectly honest. I could get rid of it, maybe, because I have another one that raises perception, but isn't hurting this. So I could maybe get rid of Coal Mama Dakwa, but keep Apricot Chewing Gum. And that wouldn't hurt my encyclopedia anymore. And this is 1 XP for every orb clicked, so I want that one. Alright, I'm not gonna learn anything right now, because I don't know what I want. Alright.
Waves are beginning to die down. Are you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Her eyes dart back and forth on the paper. Everett's planning to turn some of the village into a youth center.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
Her voice trails off.
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
Thought what exactly?
That Evrart and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
Well, I don't know.
Aye, if you say so. Probably better that way. I mean, who likes construction noise?
I just don't know. I just don't know about signing this. I don't know. She only needs their 2 signatures, but are they the only 2? They're the only 2 people. I don't know. Ooh, look under the floorboards.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the board aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in here?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search through it anyway.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet.
Bullet?
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with.
Okay.
Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Why is this still here?
On the table, you see a bowl of water.
No, okay, nothing. Alright. Kim didn't come in with me. And I'm probably gonna have to convince her of something.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Why is there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet?
The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
She shakes her head. You rented the room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
Her wrinkled hand needs a blue rag in the water.
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else in there?
No,
The truth, sire.
What is she like, Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back toward her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
Okay, I have a possible explanation.
Aye, do tell.
A seagull flies overhead, a bad omen. It's an exit plan?
Exit from what?
The world. This, spread your hands.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She tilts her head to the side, looking up at you, deep in thought.
She really believes that.
I heard she was a heavy drinker with anger issues. You ever witnessed that kind of behavior?
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset.
The sun sets for everyone.
She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself the way some people do.
Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I knew of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieux she'd made.
She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
Her tone is without malice.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Then we go further up the coast.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
She drops the rag into the bucket. It's clean now.
The Fel'd electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Fel'd electric mural? Okay. It says I have a few more questions, but I don't think I do.
What more do you want to know about
No,
her?
I don't.
Yes.
All right.
One
off.
thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around. The air is getting colder.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Don't have any money. What did I spend all my money on? Okay. We need to go... venture around here. Ooh, something over here. There's a slit in the concrete here, a sewer?
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
Yell ho into the slit.
There's no echo and no answer.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Kim, any idea what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
Okay, but not in there.
I hope not.
Finished thought. Okay. Auto-saving, are we? I know we've called already. I don't know if trying to call again.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. There's a bitter, caustic taste on the tip of your tongue. Life is garbage.
Okay, yeah, we just continue where we left off. Okay. Yelling at the phone. All right. I didn't know if it would give us the chance to call again. Wait, did I never touch that? Nothing. Okay. You're supposed to look at a mural. And the only one I saw was one I needed to look at with Kim anyway, so... Ah, yep, Fel'd electrical. Oh, we need to talk to you guys. Can we talk?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blonde man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Trant Heidelstam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
The lieutenant nods. What, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
What was that about the windows?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
Worms? Is that it? Worms.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
So he's a cop? I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He pats his son on the head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
He keeps saying it's a day off. Like, I don't want to get into it. It's my day off. Instead of, like, I would think if he really hadn't seen anyone, he would just say no. But he keeps using, this is my day off. Like it's an excuse. I don't know. This is weird.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Okay. What's so fascinating about an empty old building? I guess he could be saying it's a day off, as in I didn't come to investigate, but it still seems weird to clarify. What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Fel'd Electrical. And Fel'd, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Research and development. How do you not know that one? Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
All right, let's ask about R&D.
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
Yeah, they do. He smiles brightly, laugh lines around his eyes.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Huh, interesting.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
Research and technical development. So did they, for some reason, get rid of non-technical? That's a weird acronym. Like in the context of this world, why would you have to switch to RTD? Why would that be a thing? I don't think I've heard of this Fel'd Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Fel'd became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Fel'd had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
He grins. What was the ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
So they don't have computers in this world. He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
I'm sorry, correction. They would have commercial computers. They wouldn't have PCs. He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Fel'd, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Fel'd built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Fel'd Electrical built this boardwalk? Look under your feet.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising into the sky. That's cool.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
That would be cool. That would be a nice tourist attraction for the area, I think.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Fel'd arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers and the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, Is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
He's talking about his son. He means they all died at the hands of the communists? Oh no, not to a little kid. Let's do it.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
He probably understands at this point. I mean, like, kids know a lot of stuff that adults like to believe they don't.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
I would say by that reaction, he doesn't know. All right, what did the revolution do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
His son looks up, idly chewing on the corner of his worm-themed coloring book. What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Well, I might find one at the bookstore.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to.
Memorize
Someone
it?
was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Memorize it? How old is this kid?
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How do those tape computers work? Do they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
He did it. He said, Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wompty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
What he just said.
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Turn to the lieutenant. Kim. He's making this up.
In fact, I'm not.
Fuck
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his throat.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Sounds really interesting.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Nod. Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The Fel'd playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
Wait, the field playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Fel'd playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I wanted to ask something else.
But of course, what else?
I want to hear about the building again. You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important
He
here.
brushes it off like it's not a thing at all.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Can I have some of that unimportant money then?
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms.
Are you sure? He looks uncomfortable, his left hand squeezing his son's shoulder.
I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
Do you work out, by the way?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
What is that?
It's an anthropological heritage of the Lomantang people. A martial art of sorts, but what not a lot of books mention is that it also carries a cultural significance among the Lomantangs, as it used to be the best means of showing off to look for a bride, which, interestingly enough, brings us to the socio-economic structure of the traditional rural tribes of the Lomantang Isles, which...
He goes on to give you a detailed overview of their way of life, the amiable, slightly nervous smile not once leaving his face.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying?
I'm not really interested in the practice. I just want to know how often you work out. Like, once a week?
Lomantang stick fighting is a little like a Berolidin addiction. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now, so you could say that my doses have grown a little peculiar.
What?
Wait, what does this man know about Pyrrolidon addiction?
That's an interesting metaphor. Study his face, or perhaps not a metaphor at all.
You got me, detective. But my history should hardly come as a surprise.
A shadow takes hold of his face.
Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours. He has a special room for that and a special costume.
That's right, Mikhail. It also has a meditative quality. Helps to clear my head. But anyway.
He sways with his hand. I'm gonna ask about the Fel'd building, but I expect this to just bring up a list of questions we've already asked.
Sure. What's on your mind?
Yeah,
But
okay.
of course. What else?
Thanks for the info.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
I guess we're gonna... I looked in here and look at this again. This isn't... Is this the...
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Fel'd Electrical R&D.
I can't remember if this was the one with the firing squad or if that was a different building.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Fel'd Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
Could Ruby be in here?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Listen to the wind. Ooh. I can come back, right? This is a white check? Cool. Let me see if I have anything that helps with shivers.
The once bright mural towers above. Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? A prayer of sorts to Revachol.
Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least.
Kim, you didn't go on the cryptid hunt. I went on the cryptid hunt.
And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails and we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Kim. He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you.
But look at how high it is. I do want to keep exploring, but look at how high this is now.
Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
I think she's down there below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me, Kim.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
There's a ladder next to the sign. Point to it. This thing. Perhaps we can climb it? Enter through the roof?
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
You're 43? Oh, I can climb. Okay. Oh, what's this? What is this? Well, I could climb, but Kim doesn't want to come with, I guess. What is this?
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotten boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the Fel'd building? A building like this must have multiple doors serving various functions. Perhaps a basement access.
Move closer and look in?
Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage
I want
pipe.
to climb in. I still have so much to explore.
The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
What's in there?
An ordinary drainage pipe. Darkness.
Okay, what else?
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side.
What?
And nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. A syringe.
What's in there? Oh, no, wait. I passed that one. Could we get into the Fel'd building through here?
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around.
The lieutenant pushes aside the reeds and looks around.
The lieutenant's face lights up. He doesn't usually notice these little things.
And it's right here, a maintenance door.
My physical instrument is not good, so I will need to fix that. He points to a rusted metal double door to the right of the pipe, obscured by the reeds. Okay, let's leave. Alright. So he said I could get in. Does that mean I should go up and look?
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Is this gonna hurt me?
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the situation.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp.
I see where there's stuff missing now.
In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
180 seems about right.
Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
What?
Astral projection. Be open-minded about this.
You're saying I should teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Lieutenant stares at you, stone-faced. Come on, Kim, where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
Are you sure, Kim? It wouldn't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt a lot.
Teleport to the roof. Oh, because we saw Tiago climb. Savoir-faire. Alright. It's a white check. I'm not ready yet. Let me, it's savoir-faire. What we got? Alright. I don't know. Oh, should I put another point into savoir-faire? Where are we? Where's savoir-faire? Let's put another point into you.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is...
Do it.
Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I did it, Kim. I teleported.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear,
Oh, God.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring without backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Can I climb back down? Because I really just wanted to see what was up here. Oh, great. I'm stuck now. Central support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire. You just climbed it like a normal person. Is there anything over here? Can I get over here? No? Okay. Guess I gotta go downstairs. Oh, apparently I found a way to let Kim in? Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's another postcard. The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. Back downstairs we go. So many thoughts. You should take out your flashlight. Thanks. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by it. Flashlight. Where are you? Tools. You're in tools, not item. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, don't click on that again. Antiquated office furniture, last century maybe. Brought down and forgotten so long ago. These overturned tables covered in orange mildew crawling with something. Ew. There's a door. It's probably the other way in, right? Old file folders in the cart, documents silvery with mold. Gross, 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 gross.
2 rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Who's there?
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
You're with me, Kim. Push the doors open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the 2 metal panels slide open with a creak.
I don't know if that's a bug and he's not supposed to be with you or what.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
You ready?
Yes. Time to investigate these passages. Let's move quietly and not make more sound.
Not running is a great way to do that.
Oh, so this is where the drainage pipe was. And I guess this is the way out. Okay, weird. Alright. I do wonder if that was a glitch and he wasn't supposed to be with me when I got inside, or what? Series of thick, dusty planes of glass, not grass, glass. Ooh, suggestion. Take that. I'm gonna run. You know I'm gonna run. 'Cause I can. And it's faster. In the beam of the flashlight, there's a crevice in the wall. We can get back in here. Good thing we took out the... stale fabric smell and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years. What is that? +1 to Mazovian socioeconomics. I maybe should have gone full communist on this. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed, ancient flyers and brochures.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Brush off the dust.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand, grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
Look, Kim. It's Comrade Mazov.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
How long ago?
Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
What's with all these secret weapons caches and secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case.
Could it be connected to the Mazov bust we found in the student's room?
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff.
Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
He looks at the dust. Okay. These pots and plates are full of dust and spider webs. The same slit window you saw from outside.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary?
You'd be able to see anything from here. Peek out.
Outside the window, the day is clear and as mild as can be in early spring.
Could the killer have used this as a hideout, Kim?
It's a great place to hide, and Mazovianism and murder are certainly not mutually exclusive. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages.
I can't see the whirling in rags. The shot didn't come from here. Conclude.
Indeed. No one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough. In fact, I think we're done with this bunker. After you, officer.
You know Kim likes thorough.